Hey everyone, I am Bianca. Welcome back. Today I'm going to show you 6 Dollar Tree DIYs for Christmas. Thank you so much for the continued support here on my channel. I really appreciate you guys. Remember to continue to spread positivity and kindness in the smallest way you can. I try to do that here on my small platform here on YouTube. So I hope you can feel that in my videos. Alright, so let's get started with the first DIY. I'm going to start by using some pipe cleaners. You can use whatever color you want. I'm going to use all 3 colors. First, I'm going to take the green one, and I'm also going to be using some wooden beads. And I always tell you guys, I get these wooden beads from Amazon. There are links below in my Amazon store. I bought this a long time ago, and I still have so many, as you can see. So I'm going to make a star with the pipe cleaner, and it's really simple. I'm just going to make 5 points. So this is my first point, and the edges are all going to be about 1 inch. Before I move on to the second point on the star, I'm going to slide in one of the beads. I'm making the second point on the star, and as you can see, I'm using the first point as sort of a guide on the sizing. Once I get the second one, I string on another bead. I continue to do that for the next 3 points until I have 5, and that will complete a full star. Once I put the last bead on there, then I start to spread it out to make the star. I'm going to cut off the little bit of excess that's left. Then I'm going to grab that bead right there at the end and add hot glue to both sides, so that way the pipe cleaner can stay in place. Now I'm taking a wooden dowel. You can grab these at Dollar Tree, and I'm going to hot glue the star to the dowel. You can also find the pipe cleaners at Dollar Tree. Then I'll cut it to the length I want. Now what I'm going to do is take this small little wooden block. This came in a pack from Dollar Tree. It comes with quite a few. I'm using a drill bit to drill a hole about halfway through, and that way I can hot glue the dowel inside of there. So I made all different colors with the pipe cleaners. There are so many ideas you can do with just this one DIY, depending on the colors you like. I always tell y'all this because I know everybody has different styles. You might want to paint the little wooden beads or paint the dowels. Maybe you just want to use one specific color. You know, that's all up to you. I've just been really loving stars lately for Christmas. I just bought a really big light up star for my fireplace, and it's so pretty. This next one is so super simple. You're gonna be like, this is not even a DIY, because that's how simple it is. So I'm taking 2 wooden drawers from Dollar Tree. As you can see, I've used them before. I like to do that with my DIY, so I don't throw things away. I keep a lot of the stuff to reuse it, or I give it away. I already had previously painted them white, but as you can see, they're kind of roughed up, so I'm going to go over them a little. If you're not familiar with these wooden drawers, they do come exactly like how a drawer would look. It comes with another one on the inside of it, but I removed those as well and use them, so it's basically like you get 2 for 1. Now I'm going to wrap these with this buffalo check ribbon from Walmart. I'm going to go around the little box one way, so I'm going to tuck the ends of the ribbon underneath the box in the open area. All I'm going to do is hot glue that down there on both sides. I'm going to do the same thing except cross the ribbon this time. I'm gonna make a little bow to go at the top of my presents, and I'm just gonna let you watch because it's really simple. I've showed y'all this lots and lots of times. Just in my recent video, a lot of you mentioned that I make the bow really simple, that you've never seen it like that before. A lot of my viewers said that. I thought that was kind of funny because I thought that's how everybody did this bow. But maybe it's been so long since I learned how to do this that I don't even remember where I learned it from. But that's how simple it is, and I just twist another pipe cleaner around it. It's the simplest way to tie off a bow, and we're gonna glue it at the top. This is another one of those DIYs where you can just do whatever you like depending on your style. And this can go on any table setting, hutch, mantle, or shelf. For DIY number 3, I'm using another pipe cleaner and more wooden beads. In the big pack that I showed y'all where all the beads are at, they come in a variety of sizes. So I just grabbed one of the sizes that I liked, and I'm just going to string some through on the pipe cleaner. I added quite a few beads on there, but as you can see, I left some of the pipe cleaner visible at the bottom because that's how we're going to tie it off. Now what I'm going to do is make another bow with the buffalo check ribbon. This one is easy as well. What I'm going to start off doing is just kind of figuring out the size I want, and I'm going to start folding the ribbon. This particular bow, I don't remember what it's called, but it's easiest when it is wired because you don't have to hold all of the loops in place. Once you fold it, it stays just the way it is. So I'm going to fold this a few times, make sure they're all about the same size. I have another little bow that I made the same way with this other wired ribbon from Walmart. Now what I'm going to do is just take the bow and start folding and pinching in the center. Once I do that, all I have to do is wrap the pipe cleaner around it, and then I can spread out the loops. So I left the pipe cleaner attached to the buffalo check bow. That way once I pinch the center of this smaller one, I could just add it to the top and wrap the remaining pipe cleaner around it. I'm going to attach all of this together, including the little ornaments on the side. I used these in my last video. It was a 5-pack of wooden ornaments for only $2. Really good, and they're so pretty. I'm attaching one more pipe cleaner to the ornament, and I'm going to wrap it around all 3 items. This is a really versatile DIY that can go anywhere. I have it hung up on the rack in my living room. You can also use this as an ornament on your tree if you want to make it a little bit smaller with the beads. You can put it on a door handle. on a wreath, on some farmhouse hooks, even on a vase like I'm showing you right here. On to DIY number 4. I am using these 4x6 frames from Dollar Tree. This is nothing new to YouTube. I'm going to make a quick window pane, but I'm going to do something a little different that's going to make this DIY really fun. I like to remove the little hardware pieces because if I don't, you'll be able to see them through the glass. Then I'm going to glue the glass inside of the frames and glue all the frames together. And securing the frames together with some craft sticks. Now I'm going to use these large craft sticks from Walmart to spell out Noel on the frames. Depending on the size of your frames, that's how large you can decide on going. At first, to do the N, I was starting off at 2.5 inches in length, but I decided to go 3.5 inches instead in a little bit. You'll see in a minute once I realized that was a little bit too small to make the letters. So after cutting all of the letters, I realized that the N is too small. So I did like the length of the L right here. So that's when I measured it and realized, okay, about 3.5 inches is good. As for the O, I'm sure you saw in the thumbnail, but I'm making a snowflake for that. So right here, I'm redoing the letter E and I'm cutting the long piece 3.5 inches like I said, and then the smaller 2.5 inches that I already had cut, those are gonna go right here. And lastly, I'm gonna redo the N. I quickly sand down the edges where I cut, and then I'm going to take my antique wax and with a wet sponge brush, I'm going to go over the craft sticks. We'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the windows in the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and I'm using hot glue to make the letters now. Since I already had the L cut like this, I'm just going to leave it just like that, but I'm going to take a smaller, skinnier craft stick and glue it on the back. I'm going to make a snowflake for the O in Noel, and it's really easy. I'm just cutting 3 equal parts of a pipe cleaner, and then I'm going to connect all 3 in the center by just grabbing another pipe cleaner and wrapping it in the center around each of the pipe cleaners. Adding a little more detail to the snowflake, I'm just using another pipe cleaner and twisting it around the ends. And lastly, I'm hot gluing everything down to the window pane. You could also use Scotch mount tape as well. That would work really well and be a better hold too. For this next one, I am using the larger burner cover from Dollar Tree. What I'm going to do is take a buffalo check piece of scrap paper that I got from Hobby Lobby. I only needed one sheet, but I ended up just buying two for like 60 something cents because they were on sale. So what I'm going to do is I want the background of the buffalo check to go onto the inside of the burner cover. I'm going to just trace it out and then I'm going to glue it inside. And the easiest way for me to glue this in there was with a glue stick. I decided to spell out ho 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 on here with pipe cleaners. So I'm going to show you how I did that. It was really simple. And then I'm going to hot glue all three of them on here. I don't want them to be perfectly straight, so I'm kind of having them slanted to the sides. I wanted to give it a little more detail, so I decided to outline the inside of the sign with more of that pipe cleaner. Okay, on to the sixth and final DIY. I'm using one of these canvases from Dollar Tree. For this DIY, I wanted a wooden frame, so that's why I'm going to use this instead of a regular picture frame. I'm going to remove the canvas and that way I'll be left with that. I'm going to use two of the pipe cleaners and add beads to both of them. For this one, I'm going to have 7 beads on here, and then the one underneath is going to have 8 beads. I just realized how easy it is to use pipe cleaners in the beads. So I'm going to paint them. The top row, I'm going to paint them red and then the bottom white. And once they're dry, I'm going to alternate them in a pattern of red and white. Once they were dry, I put them in the red and white pattern that I like. You can do either all one solid color or just one row maybe. It just depends on what you're going for. So I also used my antique wax on the frame, as you can see. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and add hot glue to glue the pipe cleaners onto the frame. So once that dried, I turned it around, and now I'm gonna write out Happy Holidays. I just kind of practice up there on that craft paper. So the last thing I did that I didn't film, I added two of those small, tiny little blocks that I used for the stars. Remember, I glued the dowel into those tiny little blocks from Dollar Tree. I used two of them behind the frame at the bottom so it would sit up and not have to lean on anything. I hope you enjoyed these DIYs. Thank you for staying till the end. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I have more Christmas DIYs coming out. Continue to stay positive, be kind, and I will see y'all in the next video.
Why this jubilee? Why your joyous strains prolong? What the gladsome tidings be, which inspire your happy song? Glory.